What's going on, y'all? So listen.
So we are back again for another episode review. Bitch, let me tell y'all what I just tried to do. I tried to put a little background and switch it up a little bit, but the shit wasn't acting right. It'll come through, but then it'll just it wouldn't put my whole girl, fuck it. Y'all gonna get what y'all get all the goddamn time and y'all gonna fucking love it. I'm sorry. Bitch, trying to do something different. I had went to the store and got a new curtain and shit like that. Bitch, it was literally just one curtain. Bitch didn't read. It said one on the package, and I'm like, bitch, I need two so that she can come to fuck together. But whatever. Anyway, moving on from that, let's just get into this whole episode of Power. How is it that? See, this is why I do the way. This is how I review my Power reviews. Okay, you cannot just go straight through, especially if you're not taking notes, because I watched last week's Power um, at my job. And then when I came home, I did the review from what I remembered. And I missed a whole bunch of shit, okay? I went back and watched the episode again when it played on TV. And I was like, bitch, I'm talking about this in the episode, in the review, and I missed this. And I'm asking myself questions. The main thing that I missed was the fact that the tracker was reactivated. And I literally said in the review, is the tracker still on? Do they know about the tracker and all that stuff? But yes, they know about the tracker. Tamika knows about it, of course, and she approved that shit. We'll get to that in a second. But when the episode starts off, we have this whole thing with Tommy and Sammy being called in by Vincent. Okay, and Sammy was like, "What's going on?" Sammy said, "Bitch, I don't know, but whatever the fuck it is, I'm not taking the fall for you again. I'm not lying for your ass ever again." And then here comes Teresi, here comes Vincent and a couple of Vincent's other guys or whatever, and they're talking about this whole thing because remember, Ghost was telling Kanan that they need to come up with a plan to make Tommy untouchable, or I should say, a problem for the Italians, so that they wouldn't want to fuck with him. Okay, and that's when we seen in the last episode with Ghost, not Ghost, but Kanan and his guys coming over there making that whole thing up with the shooting, and it was supposed to be the blanks or whatever. What we don't really know at this point, because I'm still watching it, is was that part of the plan to make Tommy, to the Italians, which it did work, okay? Or was that Kanan's plan also to, get in good with his connect? Because he also is trying to get Tommy's organization and get all his shit too, okay? You have to remember Kanan got dual, motives up in this thing. He want Tommy some stuff, and he was trying to get him not to be liked by the Italians all the same. But they come up in there and basically was like, this whole shit about this shootout, it don't sit well with me. Who exactly could it be? And then, he was like, well, maybe it was this dude named Dre. It was like, so the dude that you said that you took care of. Oh, yeah, so you lied to me. He was like, well, yeah. And then they started putting him down on the floor. And I said, what the fuck? I mean, I get it. I get it. He lied or whatever, but you finna kill him over this? Yes. And so he gonna tell Teresi, Vincent tell Teresi, here, get this gun, pick which one of them to shoot that you gonna take out between Sammy and Tommy. Tommy looking worried, Sammy looking pissed, okay? So at this point, it's like any, meeny, miny, mo that hoe. And Teresi wasn't trying to do it, but he eventually picked Sammy and the gun was empty, okay? And so basically, Vincent was like, Vincent is the man in charge now. Teresi look like he don't really hold no water, because Vincent said, "Bitch, I respect you, but if you don't pick one, all three of y'all asses gonna get fucking shot up." And I was like, "Damn, okay, shit. Being in jail for 25 years don't get you shit, huh?" When they left them, uh, Sammy was pissed off, was about to beat Tommy's ass, but Teresi had to take him away. And he was like, the gun was light. I knew all this stuff, and whoop de whoop. Well, he said that later. But we move on from that. And is it me, or did it seem like Teresi actually did care a little bit? Or was that fear that he was not going to get the information that he needed if he really had to shoot somebody and it was going to catch him up or whatever? I don't know. You saw the fear in his eyes when he had to shoot or pick one of the two to shoot. And, do he really care about Tommy in the midst of all this? Or is he really playing games? Or is he really playing with the prosecutor and all that stuff. We just don't know at this point. Then we get the scene with Tasha and Terry. Terry is just, even when he smiles and he be trying to smile as Tasha and be looking all Google eyed at and shit like that, he is a corny looking dude, okay? Corny as fuck. And, you know, he talking about she was like, you know what? Thanks for that because I needed that last night. Like, I really needed that. He was like, you know what? I told you, you could just come on over to my place. That's what you need to do. Because she was like, thanks for coming to the hotel. And it was like, you could have been up in my place. She was like, you know I got gas. And it was like, bring gas with you. I said, Terry, you're doing too fucking much too goddamn soon. First of fucking all. You know, you telling him, how is it that you keep on telling Tasha, you know, stay away from James because he's dangerous, because of this, because of that. You don't know the full backstory. But if you keep on telling her it's not good for him, for her to be around him, if you know or have an inclination that he ain't all the way right, why the fuck are you trying to encroach on that territory so quickly like that and not thinking that he gonna find out and fuck your ass up? Because you're doing too much, okay? Do this shit on the low, make it spicy or whatever the fuck, but quit trying to move him in and have an instant family with that, okay? You ain't finna be step diddy yet. Stop it. You know, they at the restaurant trying to get the cake and stuff for the Tariq's birthday, and you know, Tasha had a little moment where her feelings got a little, you know, she got back in her feelings for the simple fact that Ooh, okay. So I just, you know, when you get, it's too early to get these goddamn free texts. Anyway, moving on from that. Bitch. Bad. Shit just knocked me off my feet. Anyway, the baker was like, "Hey, Miss St. Patrick, the same thing that we get each year for the twins. You know, one chocolate cake, one strawberry." And she was like, "No, just give me a strawberry." And so, you know, she had a moment where she was about to start crying, and she embraced Terry for comfort. I was like, it just didn't even feel right. It just didn't even feel right. I need another nigga up in there to take care of Tasha, not this lame. Like, how you go from James St. Patrick's, aka Ghost That Bond nigga, to this lame ass duck? Okay, but I mean, I want her with some new dick, but just not Terry. All right, moving on from that, we see, you know, Tariq is down, talking to Ghost, or I should say James at this point. And you know, he was like, "Why you had to bring me out here for my birthday? Y'all could have just talked and called me or whatever, shoot me an email." And he was like, "You never been away from home from your birthday, so we're not about to start that now. And your mama told me that she had some conversations with you." And he was like, "I'm sorry that I didn't tell you. It was just that I was trying to figure out the right time." James wasn't even talking about that. He's talking about his background and where they grew up in Queens and all that stuff. And was like, "Well, your mother gave you her version of the truth. I'm about to give you my version of the truth later on down the line. Because right now, it's irrelevant as fuck." I said, "Ghost, it's not irrelevant. All right, you need to tell him what's up because that's the reason why the nigga acting the way that he doing, okay?" But anyway, from that, Angela at the district office, she goes over there and she sees Tamika, and she tells Tamika that, you know, Sax and Mock have put a tracker on Tommy's car and that it's reactivated. And Tamika was like, "Bitch, what? Okay, I'm gonna take care of this." She acting real concerned, like she really finna do her job, and she had no idea what was going on. They go into the meeting. You got Sax and Mock and Donovan in there with Angela and Tamika, and Angela is still talking about this because first of all, Tamika congratulated them about, you know, getting this close to the Jimenez and, you know, doing that whole thing, but now they need to move on. Angela is so dead set on not moving on. She wants to have a fucking she got the CVT cameras, all they footage about where they been at and everything. And she was like, "The DOJ has told us that we need to let it go, okay? Just move on." And she was like, "I'm not trying to do that because Steve is compromised." It was like, he works at the DOJ, okay? I said, "What the fuck that mean, Tamika? You can work in anything and still be compromised." But Tamika knows that she just needs to let it go because they working on something with Tommy. She was like, "Now, Angela, you take your shit out and let me talk to Mock and Sax for a minute." Baby, when she leaves out of there, she was like, "Listen, y'all need to go. Y'all got to the end of the week to get this shit done with Tommy and give me some evidence because Angela knows about the goddamn tracker. And it was like, Angela gonna blow our case. And Sax was like, she ain't the type of bitch that you think she is, okay? You need to know shit about this hoe, all right? You all kissing her ass and shit. She ain't the type of one. And I'm just sitting here like, and then when they leave out, Tamika looks at Donovan and was like, "So is what they're saying true about Angela? Is it something else?" And then Donovan was like, "Listen, I just need to tell you this. She told me to take some evidence from this detective Blanca Rodriguez." I said, "God damn, God damn." Donovan, fuck me, nigga. What the fuck? I mean, don't do that. I'm just saying that's a figure of speech. Okay, I don't want that, but I'm just saying you just fucked her. Okay, god damn. So Teresi and Sammy outside in the car, bitch. Sammy in on it too. Sammy know that Teresi got out because of the prosecutor and they were trying to get some stuff on Tommy. Cause he was like, which one do he want the information on? He was like the dude that was in jail with me. So he talking about ghosts and they was like, you almost killed me. He was like, bitch, Tommy gotta hurry up and give me something because he owed me for almost trying to kill my best friend. I said, bitch, so you was just pissed off about having to choose between the two. That's why he was looking like that, because he needed the information from Tommy. So sure, this is a mess. Everybody is fuck Tommy at this moment, okay? They playing his ass, and the only people that really kind of see that, something is going on and you shouldn't trust Teresi is Ghost and Kanan. But Kanan is doing it for his own freaking reason. Ghost is doing it because you can't trust Teresi. Why is it that this man coming out of jail all of a sudden want to play daddy to you and he never even looks you up or whatever? You have to be on your P's and Q's and you have to look you in the streets. You can't trust nobody. And you got Tommy over there telling Ghost and Kanan what happened, and they like, I don't even know if it was Dre. They was like, yeah, it really was that Dre. It definitely was Dre. And Ghost give him some clean money. He was like, you don't need to be dealing with the Italians. They don't want to fuck with him right now anyway. They done pushed him out. They pushed Teresi out too. And, Tommy getting in his feelings and everything. And it was like, boy, why don't you just listen to what he's saying? He was like, once we get this shit done, you ain't got to deal with me. He was like, fuck it, bitch. I ain't ever got to talk to you. I said, wait a minute. So y'all finna go back to what season was that when Ghost and Tommy wasn't kicking it with each other? Because he basically saying, I'm finna choose Teresi over your ass. I'm like, boy, you want this to be included so goddamn bad. Even when Ghost left, Kanan was talking to Tommy and he was like, well, we can't move until Ghost did this and until this, until that. And Kanan was like, Ghost got you so fucked up that you think that you can't make a move without him. I said, boy, and y'all saw the way Kanan left that house with that smirk on his face. I said, bitch, he know what the fuck he doing. Then we get back to the district office, baby. Tamika come up in there talking to Angela like, so what I hear Donovan told me about what you going on with this case with Blanca and the dirty cops and all this stuff. She was like, well, I didn't tell you because I didn't know all the facts and I'm just trying to keep it, get everything together and see if this thing got legs and all this shit. And then Tamika goes on and tell her about the whole thing with the Tommy in the tracker and shit like that. We believe that Egan is still dealing with other people that he shouldn't be. And so therefore we trying to get his distributor. I told him to turn the tracker on. And if nothing comes of it, I'm going to tell him to turn it off. Okay? Shit happened. Well, you did this and that undermines my authority. Angela, you are just a face right about now. They don't give a fuck, okay? You are just a face because you came out and you said that it was corruptions up in the office and everything, and it was, and so they just put you up there. You're just a figurehead. You're not really in power, okay? Tamika and them running that shit. And to be quite honest, Mock and Sax got more leverage than your ass, okay? You're not to be really trusted at this point. Tamika said, bitch, it's not what you do, it's how you do it, because we trying to run a clean thing here, okay? She's basically trying to make sure that this whole is clean, okay? We ain't trying to do that crooked shit. No, we not. Moving on from that, what else happened? Bitch, Kanan going to the store, right? He come out, and this little nigga, Hey, you got the Lucy thumb. I said, little Lucky, what the fuck? Kendrick fucking Lamar playing the little crackhead bum or whatever, trying to get some money, trying to sell him some gift cards. I done scratched some of the pictures off because I ain't agree with some of that. You know, I can give you this dirt cheap. Matter of fact, I just give it to you for a cigarette. Okay, fuck that. Nick, get the fuck up out of my face. Okay, wait a minute. Come over here. You see this bicycle? I can give you this bicycle and the gift cards for $20. You know, everybody gotta eat, you know, because the Spanish, they ain't doing shit. They trying to take all the stuff and all this shit. He was like, wait a minute, the Spanish? Okay. He said, oh, so you know, some tajinos. And so next thing you know, he gets the bike and we see Kendrick going talking to this Dominican dude or Puerto Rican dude, whichever one, no offense. And he was like, not today, Lucky, not today. And he was like, okay, look, I got these gift cards, you know, for real. Give me this and give me that. And so dude was about to give him some money. Did you see when he threw that money? And I said, first of all, I get it, he a homeless man or whatever, but he's still a human being. You ain't have to disrespect the fuck out of him by throwing that money on the floor to him like that. That's disrespectful shit. Then we see Kanan rolling down the motherfucking block and ringing that bell on that bike. I said, bitch, if you don't get your big ass up off this bike like this, and oh boy heard the ring, and then he rolled up and just shot him in the chest. And then Lucky was just sitting there and he was like, I can get his shoes too. I can take his wallet. Kanan was like, hell, take his shoes too. And he was like, they started doing the butterfly and all that shit. I said, look at Kendrick. I like that. The little cameo. That's cute. And then that was it. Oh, what a thought. He played his role correctly with his little voice ass. Anyway, so after that, we get this meeting with Stern, and you got Jamie and Stern, and then you have on the opposite side Tate and Dre. Tate has to die. Okay? Because he's setting all this shit up and he knows what the fuck he's doing. Y'all, some people was confused in the comments or whatever, thinking was Tate a street dude. Tate was a street dude. When we first got introduced to Tate, go back to what was it, last season or whatever, he was associated with the dudes that was on the street, and then he took one of them and he had them incorporated into the fundraising thing that that event where Angela was coming down the steps and what's his name, Ghost was coming in. This is before Raina got killed. You know what I'm saying? They was all there. He had them working there. Okay, so he very much into the streets, and you know he trying to run for governor, trying to have Dre boasting him up, saying that to Stern he's this new face. You know, he closer in age to the clubs. He turned his life around from being in the streets to now opening up the Bassett Hotel's first nightclub and all that stuff. The Bassett Corporation, I should say. The whole thing that James was trying to get. And then Stern said, I mean, it's cool and all, but we already got a black. I said, bitch. And nobody flinched when Stern said that shit. Okay, I was sitting here like, oh, so you will take any type of money, any type of endorsement or whatever. And so he was basically like, because Jamie said, first of all, this is my project, this is my thing, you're not going to take it over or whatever. He was like, bitch, yes, I am. You can't tell me what I'm going to do. I'm dictating everything on this shit. So what I say goes, basically. And Stern tried to calm me down or whatever. And Dre and Tate left. And I said, what the fuck? Stern looking at James like, now you did a whole bunch of shit for me and trying to get over on me and do all this other stuff. Why the fuck you can't do the same thing with this nigga? It was like, do something, bitch. I said, ain't this some shit? This is some messy shit, okay? And we get this scene with James going to the store and Angela popping up. He calling. I said, so y'all finna make this shit a thing? And even Angela said, listen, so you about to make this a thing? What is it? First, I thought this was a one-time thing when we met up the first time, and that was it. What are you trying to do? And it was like, I'm just not shopping for some sneakers for Tariq. You know, he a choke man. If you want to tell him some things about what's going on and help us out about that. And she was like, okay. And he was like, for his birthday. Oh shit, right. I'm sorry and all that shit. She get a call from the office and she was like, I gotta go back, but I can, stay here and talk or whatever. He was like, nah, go ahead. I said, James, get up off of it, okay? This bitch got you locked up. Stop it. Leave that old puss alone. So we got this scene where Dre is coming into this office and we see this black girl, beautiful black girl too. I was like, who the fuck is this? I ain't seen you before. All right. Okay, and her name is Quinn. So apparently she works with the Bassett Corporation. And James was sitting up in the office too. He was like, "Why the fuck is we up in here?" And basically, what she said is, "You did not tell the Bassett Corporation that you signed a non-compete, and the Bassett Corporations don't do with the non-compete. So therefore, the only way that you can get out of it is if James say that he gonna relinquish you, and he's not finna do that. So therefore, turn in your key card. It was nice working with you, but bitch, you gotta go. Bounce, okay?" The corporate, the fundraiser that you was gonna have for them, it's not gonna happen. And James was like, "Don't worry about it, because it's gonna be happening at True." Now, see, James did all this thinking that this was gonna get Andre out the way, and it really didn't, because Tate is so gun ho on keeping him on, and he's doing this. You cannot tell me at this point he's not doing this to fuck with James, okay? Stern is at the club Truth and all this stuff, and he sees Dre over there, and Tate, he's so adamant that Dre still could have some potential employers there, whatever. They laughing it up, and Stern told James, "Just be calm, be cool, collected. We still gonna get this motherfucker." He wanted to say we gonna get this nigger, but he not gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? Um, this whole shit with Tommy meets up with Proctor. Okay. Proctor was asking him, you just need to keep a lookout. Even though I didn't find nothing dirty on Teresi yet, you just need to not trust him, okay? Who you get this from? James tell you this? It was like, nah, bruh, because Proctor got a phone call from Angela, okay? And she was like, "How you like to be a lawyer again?" It was like, I want to be a lawyer again. What the fuck I gotta do? I said, "Bitch, y'all finna team up?" No, I don't know how I feel about this. Angela meets up with Proctor and Tommy. Mind you, Tommy didn't know that Angela was coming, and she's basically like, "I got all she see." This is what Angela fucks herself up at, because Angela loves to come into situations as if she knows it all and she has it all the way wrong. She may have bits and pieces of things, but she putting the pieces in the wrong spot. Okay, yes, they were associated with the Jimenez Corporation organization for a minute, but Tommy is not the New York distributor. Okay, Dre is. You know, he's not fucking with ghosts like that, and that's what he said. And she, pulled the tracker off, and I'm like, "I want you to explain that you didn't put the tracker on there. She didn't do that." So now Tommy still think that she a fucking rat and all this shit, and all that was going on. And basically, what she wanted him to do is to cooperate with her, for all three of them to work together to bring these motherfuckers down. And if not, then you gonna go to jail, and you gonna, James gonna go to jail, all this stuff, and making these little idle threats that ain't gonna come to fruition or whatever, because her information is slightly off, okay? And Tommy is pissed, as he should. So later on, we get this scene where Tasha had texted James while he was in the club and was saying, "It's time for dinner. Did you get the cake?" He orders another fucking drink, okay? He never shows up at this point. They're at the dinner. They're sitting down. You got Keisha, Yaz, Big Mama, Tommy, and Tariq or whatever. And Tasha gets a text from Terry talking about so how is it? And then here go her. James never showed. "This okay, I got you. No cake either." He was like, "I got you." I said, "Bitch, I know you're not about to come up here with a cake or something. Terry, you are doing too much." Terry is starting to remind me of, if you saw Claus and you saw the little Jewish boy that Jen cheated on, and how he was stalking them. Bitch, Terry, don't end up like him, okay? Because you coming off very creepy like, okay, to me. It's just because he's a weird looking dude, like, I don't know. And so, Keisha is the one trying to keep the conversation going, asking Tariq what his favorite subject. He liked philosophy. Tommy surprisingly know a Socrates quote, and he was like, "I got a surprise for you downstairs." So he down there, and they driving in the car. I said, "Wait a minute, so you about to get Tariq your car that had the tracker on it?" Bitch, even though Angela took that thing off, I would have did the same thing and set the little nigga up too. But I don't think he gave him the car. He was just teaching him how to drive, and he drove him, had Tariq drive to a certain spot, and that's when he laid it out. So you the one that snitched. You the one that warned Dre that we was coming because you overheard what I was saying to your father at Raina's funeral. Why would you do some shit like that knowing damn well that he's the enemy, okay? He's the enemy, and now it's a whole bunch of other people that's coming after my ass. Either I'm gonna end up dead or in jail. So why the fuck would you do some shit like that? And he was like, because Dre, helped me get my enemy. He told me where Ray Ray address was, and I got what I got. And he was like, just like James, thinking about self for your own selfish cause. That's what it is. And it was like, you know what? I did the right thing, Uncle Tommy. No, bitch, you did it, okay? Because Drake could have been dead by now, ho. And other people got killed because of it, bitch. But he ain't say all that. He was like, you better do what you got to do. And you just like Socrates, you know nothing. Now drive our asses back. I said, shit. Tommy was pissed. Okay, he wanted to knock that little nigga out, and I would have let him. Go ahead and do what you got to do with that little punk. So you got Kendrick talking to these dudes, whatever, these three Tejano dudes, whatever, and he just all this philosophical jogging that he doing. You could tell that he needs to be on maybe some meds, but you can tell that he's actually kind of smart, okay? And they was at first listening to his shit, but then he was like, fuck that. Two of them left, and then the other one got shot by Kanan. So Kanan and him going over there to the car, and he's having this conversation with him, talking about some prehistoric chicken and dinosaurs, and the chicken come from the dinosaurs and shit like this, and are you vegan? Kanan said, I tried going vegan, but they said I couldn't eat pussy. And here go Kendrick, you nasty. Let me just say this. Kendrick is playing his part, okay? Put him in some more shit, bitch, because he is playing his part. And then all of a sudden, Kanan get the gun, and he kind of like pointed at him a little bit. Looked like he was about to point it at him. And then, he take it back, and he started wiping it off and take the bullets out, and he told him to go sell it. And so I was like, either he gonna sell that gun, or if he don't sell the gun, either way, Kendrick's fingerprints gonna be on the gun if they find it, and could, trace the bodies back to that gun, and it's probably gonna be put on him. Kanan ain't slick, he ain't he covering his ass. That's what he doing. But anyway, so he do that. Then we get this scene where they at the house, and it's still the birthday, and Terry bring his lame ass up in there. And Big Mama looking like, who is this? Okay. And it was like, this is just a friend. And at this point, the detective that was helping them trying to figure out who killed Raina and supposed to be on their side, he come up in there talking about something, we're getting closer to finding somebody who killed him, but we should have did this before. We need to see your gun, your registered gun, your 380 that you have. And she was like, I filled out a release report saying that it was stolen. Mind you, Blanca is there in uniform, okay? And so keep an eye on Blanca. She just looking, she checks and calls it in, and it shows that it was stolen. But Terry is like, so you bring this warrant that's a search and seizure, but you claiming that it's, you just checking up and giving some information. Something else is going on. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? He was like, who are you? He was like, I'm a lawyer. I'm her lawyer. It was like, no need to bring no lawyers and stuff in this. And, our apologies. We didn't mean to interrupt your day. They leave out, and you saw that smirk that was on Blanca's face afterwards. Terry takes Tasha to the side and was like, you just lied to them and said that your gun was stolen, and I know that it wasn't because I seen you put that shit up. What the hell is going on? Why are you still taking up for James and all this stuff? She was like, when I told you the truth, I told you that I was the one that shot Ray Ray, okay? I shot someone with that gun, not James. And he is just so adamant. He irks me to my core because he's just like Angela when it comes to things. He comes in gun-ho, especially when it comes to James. You feel as though you know the situation, and because you got these preconceived notions of him, you think that he is automatically the main one that is doing shit, and that Tasha is just this innocent bystander that is just getting all fucked over. No, Tasha grew up with this nigga, so Tasha has her hand in this shit too, okay? And you just want to put everything on James, and that is not the case. Same thing like Angela came through with the Tommy situation. You don't know what you're talking about, and you just trying to make it seem like he this and he that. No, bitch, that's not it. And he was just irking me, and Tariq is overhearing this stuff, and it was just irritating situation. We're going to pause that moment and we're going to go over back to James' ass sitting at the bar, drunk as shit. They done made the donation quota that they needed because this Eric dude came and gave them some money. Tate is up there giving a little speech and they clapping and all this stuff. The preacher comes over there to James and telling him, you know, even though that this project, this is a fundraiser for this project, we not forgetting that what brought us here is tragedy, and if you need to talk, you can talk to me at any time. And at first, James was like, okay, thank you. And then he was like, son, you can come to me. And then he was like, I ain't your son, nigga. And he was like, anytime. So I guess the preacher just was like, this motherfucker drunk. I'm going to let that shit slide. And so at that point, Tay comes over and he was just, oh, we got this and all this stuff. And James let it loose. James is drunk as shit at this point. And he just goes off. You can't trust this motherfucker. He's still dealing drugs. Why you putting out these accusations and stuff like that? What is it? We got the stuff done. You want to be in the spotlight? That's what it is and all this shit. Bitch, he went clear smooth off on Tate and Tate went off on him to the point that I knew this was coming. James was drunk as shit and he grabbed Tate, was about to choke his ass out. He was like, so you finna choke me out over a business dispute? He was like, what type of nigga are you? He said, bitch, you don't know who the fuck I really am, okay? So, and once again, it was a setup. It was a setup in a way because Tate is playing on the vulnerability of James at this point because he knows that he is in a bad state, okay? And bringing Dre in and he knows that he don't fuck with Dre and keeping him on the project, he's doing this on purpose. And also James is sinking. I can't just put it all on Tate. James is sinking deeper and deeper and sinking himself too because he's drinking and he can't control himself and he's making himself look like an asshole in front of all these people. You choking this motherfucker out. It took Stern to call him and tell him, James, stop. You know what I'm saying? And he had to leave. And I'm like, oh my God, James, get your shit together. Then we get back to the house and they about to cut the cake. They open up the cake box and it says happy birthday, Raina. So remember when they went to the store and you know, the bakery, and Tasha said she just needed one cake, the strawberry cake. That was Raina's cake, okay? And so, and when she did that, Big Mom was like, you got the wrong cake. I know, shit. And so she run in the back and she in the bathroom crying and stuff. And Tariq come up in there and he was like, I overheard what happened. You know, with his little nasally talk, I overheard what happened. Okay, I don't want you to go to jail. I want you to go ahead and tell them that I the one that did it. Okay, I want to go and confess. That's what Raina would have did. Bitch, Raina would have did a whole bunch of shit. What you need to do is just stay the fuck away from me. I said, God damn. That's what he needed to hear. I didn't even feel bad that she cussed at that little nigga. But you know, at this point he was about to walk away. He turned back around. He was like, do you wish do you wish that it was me who died instead of Raina? She ain't really say nothing. She just threw that picture down and left. I said, bitch, that was a yes to me. So we see Dre, he on the phone trying to talk to Quinn, trying to leave a message to get back in. He was like, listen, I need to get back into the clubs. You know, you can demote me or whatever, but I need to get back in. Please give me a call. Chris will come up in there talking about how his men keep on dropping, and he believed that it was probably, well, Dre saying that it's probably Tommy in there, okay? Cristobal is like, no, I think it's too big, okay? That motherfucker was mad that you got, that Cristobal got number 2 and all this shit, so therefore he wanted to take everybody out. And then Dre was like, so you trying to say that 2-Bit did it, which means that 2-Bit listens to what I say, so you trying to say that I'm the one that gave him the order to do this shit. And I was sitting here like, no, not necessarily. The nigga could be dumb enough to try to do this shit on his own, just like he did with shooting Lorenzo, okay? So he was like, I ain't want no fucking second in command, but I got it, so why would I fuck your shit up? You know, leave that shit alone. It was Tommy and it was Dre. And of course, Diego come in and see Dre. He pissed off. He blaming him about his gun being taken to Long Beach, whatever. He was like, first of all, I never seen your gun. Second of all, I never been outside of some other beach place or whatever. Why would I do that? Think about it. It has to be Tommy and Dre, and Tommy and Ghost or whatever. And it was like, oh, I remember that, Ghost dude. So what we gonna do is we gonna take care of this shit, and we ain't gonna say nothing to Alicia. I said, girl, Dre, you in over your head just like Diego said, but okay. Speaking about somebody in over their head, Tariq had took Tasha medicine out the bathroom. He's sitting at the table when Ghost come up in there. He is drunk as shit. So who the fuck drove his ass home? I know he the one drunk driving up in this bitch. Let me just go back to the bathroom shit. I appreciate the fact that they put all that black hair care product up in there. I said that is what's up, because I got the same shit right here on my dress over here. But anyway, you know, he was like, you missed my party, you mad about that and all that shit. Here go your present. Give him a box of Jordans. And he was like, fuck that. I don't want your gifts. I don't want shit. It was like, mama told me you was out here, you talking about you working, you talking about drug dealing as a job. He was like, fuck you, little nigga. I'm talking about working at the club and shit. I got the money for Raina to get her name on the Child's Queens Project building and all this stuff. And, he was like, you a lie. Mama told me what y'all did and all this stuff. He was like, it's irrelevant. He was like, it's not irrelevant to me. I want to know. And they going back and forth. And it was like, I don't want no things from you. He said, I got all this stuff so that you wouldn't have to go through the shit that we went through when we was kids and all this. And it was like, Raina liked it. I said, Ghost, don't go there, bitch. Raina liked it. Okay, he was like, Raina knew what the fuck he was doing too. The only reason why Raina liked your ass is because you was giving her gifts. Maybe if she would have hated your ass just like everybody else did, because you all out for self, she probably would have still been alive. I said, no, bitch. If you would have been doing, I said maybe, but if you wouldn't have did what you did and she loved your ass and she was protecting your ass, that's what she did. Okay, she was trying to figure out what the fuck you was up to and trying to see what get your ass out of trouble. How you gonna blame that shit on your daddy, bitch? They about to get into a fight. Ghost tried to lunge at him. He all over the floor looking a mess. And then when he said that shit, bitch, he tried to choke his ass out. I'm going back to church. How you gonna go back to church? Not with my motherfucking money. I don't want your goddamn money. I said, y'all gotta stop. Tasha told Ghost, you gotta get the fuck up out of here. This is my fucking house. It was like, you gonna have to get the fuck up out of here until we goddamn leave. I said, this is a hot ass motherfucking mess. Then you got this scene where Tommy sitting down with Teresi and Teresi talking. Basically, he showed him the check that Ghost gave him. I was like, oh my God. Tommy's still talking about, can he get back in with the Italians? He was like, fuck them. They don't want nothing to do with neither one of us. Did 25 years for this fucking organization, and these bitches wouldn't even piss on me if I was on fire and all this shit. Vincent coming at me, and I could have ratted on his goddamn daddy. He had a whole bunch of shit, but I didn't. And he was like, so basically you saying you should have snitched and all that stuff. He was like, I'm loyal. I don't snitch on people that, deserves the loyalty, but if it's somebody else and it's to help further some other shit that I need, bitch, it's just business. So Tommy looking like, oh, okay. And I'm just like, this whole shit is just, y'all fucked up. Okay, really fucked up. So we see Angela sending a text to James saying, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that it was the twins' birthday. And then a knock at the door. She looks at the peephole and she's like, shit, she go get her gun. I said, bitch, who fuck is it? It's Tommy. Tommy been peeping out her place for a long time because she was like, bitch, how the fuck you knew where I was at? Who gave you my address? He's like, ain't nobody giving you your address, but I'm here because you want to help me. You going to help me and I'm going to help your ass. Give me that tracker so you can find out where the fucking human ass people at. So I guess that whole talk about what was going on, what Teresi was saying about, if it's somebody that he's not loyal to or whatever, and he's do something or kind of like snitch, it's not snitching, it's just business. So he's gonna do that, and then we see Teresi over there talking to Mock and Sax about how James is allowing Tommy to launder money, clean his money in his club True. So they got something on that. So then we see Tariq is in the car with Kanan. Okay. Kanan is driving him back to Choke. He don't give a fuck about Ghost. Ghost and left, and the mama done left, and Ghost and just fucked up everything, and he lying and all this shit. Whoop de fucking woo. Tariq is just a little bitch, but Tariq did call his ass out. He was like, "You fucked up the shit. You a cheater. You a liar. You this." I said, "Oh shit, bitch." They was throwing truth bombs at the end of this episode for real, and then we see Ghost goes to the church. He had called the preacher who did Raina's funeral, and he was in there talking, and basically the preacher was trying to make Ghost see that You can't just put this on everybody else and not hold yourself responsible and accountable for some of this stuff. Why do you think this happened? I blame Tasha that this happened because she wasn't paying attention to Tariq. Well, why wasn't she? What was you? I was in jail because of something that this bitch, I didn't say something trying to protect this girl. Okay, was you really trying to protect her? Was you trying to protect yourself? And who also do you blame? I blame Tariq too. I said, bitch, put some of that blame on your ass too, okay? Because you shouldn't have been lying to your kids and this wouldn't have never happened. Okay? I'm just fucking saying. He talking about something, he wanted to be a better person for Raina, this what he can do and all this stuff. And I said, bitch, you about to get saved? Is that what you about to do? This motherfucker ends up going to goddamn Angela's apartment at the end of the episode. And I was like, you know what? I'm over it. That was Power, y'all. This review long enough. I will see y'all later. Peace.